Good morning, everybody. I'm back. This is a marvelous. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your attention because your attention is precious. So you sharing it with me means a lot. This video is a little bit more personal. I don't like doing personal videos, but I think it's something that is definitely crucial, and it's something that I think needs to be shared by myself and expressed to everyone. This video, I'm going to call it the value of being yourself. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I notice in this day and age, a lot of people have trouble being themselves. A lot of people are following other people, you know. Right now you see a lot of hip-hop is big and things like that. You see a lot of reality TV stars. So a lot of people that's, they don't have the lives that they want. They kind of envy that lifestyle, and they kind of want to be something that they're not. So I'm making this video to kind of encourage everyone to be yourself, even if you have to stand alone, even if you find yourself frustrated and stressed. Everybody's here for a purpose. And the problem is that most people are scared to be themselves and to live their purpose and fulfill their destiny. So let me just explain also another motivating factor why I made this video. A lot of people, when I talk to them, whether it's family, friends, or even people I come in contact to, because of the subject matter that I cover, because of the contents that I cover, they kind of say it's a lot, it's extreme, and it kind of makes them feel uneasy, which I understand. That's cool. One thing I don't do is I don't force my views on other people. I'm actually a rather quiet person, unless I'm around people I know. And a lot of this is personal, but it's important to get this out because I want to encourage everyone, like I said, to be yourself. I have a son, and most people that don't have children, they speak from a very selfish standpoint. And I had to realize that, looking at myself before I had a son, and I've raised children that was not mine, and looking at my nieces and nephews and always being around children, you get to see pictures that's bigger than you. But I'll get back to that. So as I was saying, in terms of myself, I do this because I like to see people succeed. The reason why I cover topics that might be far-fetched, that might make people uneasy, because the truth is life is an uneasy thing. From when you're born, you have to always conquer and reach milestones that are difficult, and it's achieving those milestones and overcoming those barriers that makes everybody who they are. That's what makes you special. But what I'm seeing now is a lot of people, because they want to chase people that's rich, because they don't have the lives that they want, they're broke, they've had a lot of struggle, they want to run away from difficulty because they feel that if they pretend like things don't exist, that's easier for them. And those are cowards, The one thing you don't want to be is a coward. A coward is a person that runs away from obstacles. A coward is a person that wants to always live in an illusion and live in a fantasy world and never tackle the issues that's in front of them. You don't want to be that person. And I see a lot of that in people that, this especially comes with people that are broke and they don't have the lifestyle that they want. And when that happens is when they don't have the lifestyle that they want, it creates a certain anger and frustration. So they always chase other people that they feel have that lifestyle. They always chase people that have a lot of money, or they perceive they have a lot of money. And I call these the money status people. There's 4 money scripts that people go off of: money worshippers, money status, money vigilance, and there's one more. Just look up 4 money scripts. But what I notice is that a lot of people, they have what's called money status. All they care about is things that they can touch. All they care about is things that's tangible. If they can't touch it, if it's not tangible, or if it's not making them money or paying their bills, they don't care about it. You know what I mean? And these individuals are your selfish types. And what I'm saying is that people always want to talk about money and making money, but they never want to do the work or put in the time and effort that it takes to make the money that they want. You know, people always complain about being unhappy at their job. They always complain about wanting more in life, but they never take the steps to go out there and do it. They don't travel, right? They don't pay for mentors. They don't sacrifice. And these people always hide behind security. They're hypocrites. And I'm making this video to say, we're all hypocrites at some point, but don't be a hypocrite when it comes to your core principles. If something moves you to speak about it, if something moves you to action, and you feel in your heart of hearts that it's true, and you feel in your heart of hearts that it's something that you have to express, then go ahead and do it, even if you have to stand alone. A real man and a real woman isn't moved by the opinions of other people. They're not moved by popular opinion. All of the greatest things that we have, iPhones, our quality of living, were all created by individuals that didn't follow the crowd. They wasn't just concerned about being selfish and living life and all of this stuff. They actually had a passion that was bigger than themselves. They had a vision that was more than themselves, whether it be Steve Jobs, Che Guevara. It doesn't matter if you're a tech billionaire or a revolutionary. What makes these people great is that they spoke out on something that they felt was greater than them, or they wanted to create something that was so wonderful in their minds and hearts that they wanted to move the world. And that's what makes them special. So, and we're all like that. We all have something that we are born to give to the world. But a lot of selfish people, they don't realize that. They want to just live life and they want to be happy. But then when they lose their homes to foreclosure, they want to complain about it. And then when they lose their job, or they work at jobs for years and they're still not rich, chasing that American dream, then they want to start, bitching and complaining and shit like that, and then say, I'm going to live life. Nah, that's whack. You live life according to how you want. And a courageous person is going to be moved to action based on what they feel is correct, based on what they feel is right in their heart of hearts. And a lot of people that don't show this courage, a lot of people that don't pursue life, they've never traveled outside of their region. They stay stuck in the same place. A lot of these people, they're slaves to security. As soon as their security is threatened or their bills aren't paid, then they start to panic, and then they start to follow other people that they perceive as rich without looking at the work that they put in. I myself, I've lived in many states across this country. I've raised children that wasn't mine. I've took a lot of sacrifices. My whole checks and money I've put towards businesses. I've put towards other people's well-being. I've complete sacrifice. Why? Because I felt it was right. But a lot of people don't have these experiences. They don't. So they want to sit there and judge other people for what they do. Don't be that person. And a lot of reasons why I tackle these issues. A lot of people say I'm crazy for it. You on your conspiracy stuff and all that. Nah, it's not. Some things is factual. I lost 2 brothers and a sister to drugs. That is a fact. Violence. Been around drugs my whole life. You understand? I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I've seen crime. And the reason why I choose to speak out is because drugs are not something that's native to my environment. It's not. When you see poverty in urban neighborhoods, that's not something that's native to human beings. You understand? People always want to compare and make stupid analogies about back in the day. You can live in the old times during war, and that's nonsense. Every generation is born during a generation for a reason. Those generations have their own struggles, but it wasn't all horrible back then. You're talking about in history, people have built pyramids. People they lived off the land. They didn't have an artificial experience. So comparing errors and time frames and seeing what's better, that's whack. It's horrible, because everybody has their own struggle. Everybody has their own pain. So I don't have to go to I do like to go to other countries, but I don't have to go there to experience pain. You know what I'm saying? We're all human beings. And people think just because we live in America, we don't have a right to voice our opinion, or we don't have a right to speak out against something that we perceive as wrong, which is ludicrous. The individuals that founded this country, the reason why this country was even founded, and forget all the conspiracy stuff, is because people were angry and people were fed up. That's right, I live in America. The point of living in America is to have the highest quality of life of every other country. Not to be sheep, not to be complacent. That is the purpose of America. And when that highest quality, not average quality, not regular quality, America was made to have the highest quality. That's why we have the finest in technology. That's why we have the finest in opportunity, because that is what this country is for. So whoever lives in this country has a right to speak out when that highest form of quality is threatened. A lot of people make the mistake that we live in America, so we're not supposed to say anything. We're not supposed to speak out because you could be living in China, you could be living in Africa. Please, it's a retarded argument. People live in their countries based on their karma and based on their destiny. If it was meant for me to be born in Africa or be born in China, then my destiny and my spirit would be there, because that's the destiny that my soul calls for to unburden itself. My soul, now I'm getting metaphysical, my soul was meant to be in America, which means that my lessons are filtered through where I was born. That's everybody. But I'm going off onto another subject. Be yourself. Don't follow other people. Don't be a coward and run away from something that's calling you. If there's something in your heart that you feel you need to express it. If there's something that you feel is calling you in order to make happen because you feel something isn't right, then do it. What most people do is, and these are the follow the leader types. These are the people that never let anything, and they don't know what it's like to be a leader. Don't be like that. Everybody has something special that they give to the world. And the reason why most people go to their grave not giving this special talent to the world is because they want to live a regular existence. They want to live a regular life. Can you imagine if Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or throw a dart at any inventor, Nikola Tesla or whoever, decided to be regular? If they decided to just live their life and not show heart and courage to make these great inventions, I wouldn't even be able to be speaking like I am right now. The reason why we all can communicate without even seeing each other and watch hundreds of hours of YouTube and be on Facebook and things like that is because of innovators, people that didn't follow the trend. And I also want to speak on the subject matter. Now, this is coming from a lot of frustration, because a lot of people that don't have the experience, nowhere near the experience that you have, they always want to criticize what you do, and they always want to it's a lot of animosity, you know what I mean? And I speak on these issues because they do exist, and I do provide a lot of evidence for it. But a lot of people that speak on unpopular issues, a lot of people that speak on issues that aren't the norm, they get a lot of backlash from family and friends, and sometimes family and friends are the worst. But it's these same family and friends, right, when it comes to changing their diet, when it comes to something that you presented to them or something that you have experience on, they want to call you for advice. I'll give you an example. I have a friend, doesn't like the fact that I talk about these subjects. But anytime it comes to something business or something like that, I'm the one he calls, or I'm the one he dialogues. And I have no problem doing it, even knowing how this person feels. And it's a lot of people. Anytime you say something to them, first you're crazy. Then when you say it, after years go by and it affects them personally, they want to call you and say, oh, you was right. Everything you said is true. Or they want to ask you for some advice. And sometimes my thought is, yo, don't even talk to me. Don't ask me for nothing. If what I'm saying is crazy, cut me off, because it never fails. People that criticize you, or people that don't like the fact that you have courage and that you stand up for what you believe in, when you are right, it never fails. They always come back to you, period, because you are true to yourself, you're true to your intentions. They're always asking you for advice. They always saying, oh, you was right. Or their ego is so huge that they won't humble out and say, you know what, my bad. And these is people that you can help, that you've helped all the time, you've been genuine, but it's hidden animosity there. So I say all of this to say, forget all the animosity. If you have to stand alone and be courageous and speak on what you believe in, or if you have an idea that you feel is going to work, do it. It doesn't matter how many people are against you. And that's why I'm going to make 1,000 more videos. I'm going to cover all type of far-ranging topics. I'm going to cover all type of things that's taboo, as long as I feel and I could definitely prove that they're accurate. I don't care how outlandish it is. I don't care how ridiculous it is. And that's where people need to be at, because it is the so-called weirdos. It is the so-called crazies. It is the so-called people that go against the grain, that allow us to be comfortable, that allow us to live life, that allow you and me to run away from our problems, like so many people do. It is these innovators that lead. And everyone that's running away from truth, they're cowards. Everyone that doesn't want to speak out or address what's going on, they're in denial. Because these same individuals will follow a rich person, right, who showed these same maverick tendencies. They will use these inventions that are created by individuals that were not popular, that did get criticized. They're completely dependent on it. These are individuals that have little experience, you know. And I can say all of this because I know what it's like to put thousands of dollars down on a business course. I know what it's like to not have a place to stay because you feel that what you're doing is on the right path. Period. That's called experience. I've lived in at least 6 different states in this country. You understand? Because I decided to live life on my own. So I'm qualified, very qualified to speak on what I'm speaking. But most people that have never traveled, they don't know what it's like to live outside of their little box, right? They're slaves to security. They get frustrated at people that show courage and they speak out. So don't be one of those people. Be a leader. And the way to be a leader is to just do what you feel is right. If it's in your heart of hearts, in your mind of minds, to accomplish something, do it. It doesn't matter who it is. A lot of stuff that I speak about is not taboo. But you know what? I have way more people that I've influenced. And I see children that are adults now that tell me, thank you. Everything you said helped me. That's experience. But you got a lot of people that they criticize what you do, but they don't have that experience. They don't know what it's like to teach children. They don't know what it's like to have people say, yo, good looking. You saved my life. Yo, you a father figure to me. I have that. So as long as I hear that and as long as I impact people, all of the cowards that don't like what I'm saying, please be happy to unfriend me. I will not lose sleep. This goes for anybody. You have to be prepared to be alone when it comes to speaking truth. I don't normally do this, but this is important. Because in order for you to be the best you have to be prepared to take that stand. You have to be prepared to be alone in order to get to where you're going. The greatest people in life are those people that were once ridiculed on a mass level. They were told they was crazy. You know what I mean? We have cars now that don't run on gas. When this happened, when Nikola Tesla was exploring this, he was nuts, you know, but people still took his inventions. People still wanted to pay him money, and that's because he dared to be himself. Right now we're in the era of attention. People taking selfies, taking pictures of themselves. They're chasing attention. They're chasing Kim Kardashian. They're chasing Young Thug, Jay-Z, all this celebrity-itis because people are unfulfilled in themselves. But when you're fulfilled in yourself, it doesn't matter who has money. You learn to see value. And that's another thing. See, now I'm ranting, but this is healthy. It's all about value. A lot of people, they're caught up on presentation, they're caught up on pretty packaging, and they have no clue how to see value. They're the worst. The best thing you could do is see value. I wouldn't care of how a person looks or what the presentation is. If someone is presenting something to me that's valuable, that can change my life, you best believe I'm going to listen because I've done it. But the problem now is a lot of people, they want to be big superstars, and they want to act like they're successful, but they don't have no success. They don't even have the amount of failures that it takes to be successful. They don't even know what it's like to fail. So, you know, distance yourself from those people. Stay away from those people. People that have little experience, they're always going to criticize. And lastly, I want to address this. When I talk about these shootings being staged, when I talk about all that, like I said, I grew up with Eric Gardner's wife, not passively. He used to push me in the stroller. So I know that there's cops killing people. I know that these things are real. But what I also know is that this country has a history of making things propaganda. And you got a lot of people that's scared to say that because they're cowards. I'm not. And when I show proof, laws in Congress that show that these news stories are fake, that's not me making it up, and it's not my ego. There are some that are real, there are some that are fake. And people say, oh, you have to go down there to Louisiana. I'm in New York. I seen Eric Gardner's wife. I know that's real. I put the work in. I was in D.C. when 9/11 happened, and I could see the smoke from the plane, but I also know that that was fixed because there was no plane that went into the Pentagon, period. So there's things that's real and there's things that's fake. But what a lot of people do, because they're cowards and they don't want to actually, they're not actually teaching anyone, they don't have anyone that they've taught, they want to criticize others like myself that I have actually taught people, have actually had people say, yo, thank you, man, you helped save me, I'm not eating that no more, or I don't use vaccines no more. All stuff that was once crazy, but now they're in documentaries and people want to believe it. So I'm going to continue to make my videos. I'm going to do thousands of them because there are people that aren't cowards. They don't mind speaking out, and that's how everybody should be. You don't have to speak out against certain things, but you do have to be yourself. And being yourself is doing what compels you for what you feel is right, not being a follower. And if you're criticized and you're ridiculed and you have nobody backing you, it doesn't matter. Stay the course, stay on the elevator, and I promise you, because it happens to me almost every other day, that people are going to come back to you either for advice or they're going to say, you know what, you was right. So don't be a coward, be yourself, and much love. Peace.